In the last episode of my Pokemon White LP, I asked you, the viewers, to weigh in on the ongoing suspect vote over at Smogon on Garchomp and Sandvale, and you were numerous to answer the call. 34 of you actually voted, which means that under an instant runoff voting system, you would need 18 votes on a given option in order to win. So, how about we go and take a look at the results? Or, rather, I got a better idea. How about we just get a little refresher on what each of the options are? There are 6 options in total that I asked you to rank from your favorite to your least favorite. Number 1, Garchomp is unbanned and Sandvale will remain allowed. Number 2, Garchomp remains banned and Sandvale remains allowed, which is basically what's going on right now. It's the status quo. Number 3, Garchomp is unbanned and in exchange Sandvale is banned. Number 4, Garchomp is unbanned and a Sandvale plus Sandstream combo ban would apply, similar to what's going on right now with Drizzle and Swift Swim. Number 5, Garchomp remains banned, but Sandvale is still banned. And number 6, Garchomp is unbanned, but Sandvale and Snowcloak are both added to Evasion Clause, which means that they will not be allowed. Presumably in Ubers as well, since Evasion Clause also applies to Ubers. Notice the lack of an option where Ruskin Garchomp would be allowed, Sandvale on any other Pokemon would be allowed, but Sandvale Garchomp itself would be banned. This sort of explained this whole censorship thing that was going on at Smogon, where anyone who would raise that kind of concern would automatically be censored. So I guess this is the reason why they censored it, because it never was an option that was being considered to begin with. But I wish that they had just gone out and say it just to give everyone the time of day. You know that this isn't going to happen no matter what. And furthermore, according to the Smogon moderator that made the voting thread, the issue of Garchomp is very unlikely to be revisited at any point during the remainder of Generation 5, which means that we will at least get at least 1 year of peace and quiet when it comes to what is arguably the most controversial Pokemon of all time, even though it's been around for only 6 years. So, we got 6 options to choose from, and after tallying all 34 of your votes, is any one of these options going to be popular enough to claim a first round win? The answer is yes. Option number 2, the status quo, just barely managed to get the 18 votes that were required to win. However, option 1, which is unbanning Garchomp, was also very popular, with a sizable chunk of the total votes, which is to say 10 votes. Options 3, 4, and 6 picked up the remainder of the votes with 2 votes apiece, and on option number 5, Forever Alone, no one put it as their first choice. One thing that I noticed while tallying the votes, though, is that most of the people who picked option 2 as their first choice picked option 1 as their second choice, and vice versa. What this means, basically, is that there's an overwhelming consensus that we don't want to see them touch Sandvale, and especially not Snowcloak, in any way whatsoever. Those who want to see Garchomp remain banned would rather see it become unbanned if it meant that Sandvale would remain allowed, and the same goes for the voters who want to see Garchomp unbanned. They would rather see it remain banned rather than seeing Sandvale being banned instead. And ironically, the cookie-cutter pattern that emerged, I would say, was the exact same as my vote, which some of you copied in their entirety, by the way. I don't know if it's just because, you know, I was the one making the poll, and I didn't want to intimidate anyone. I really wanted your honest opinion, but I'm not putting that in doubt. I'm pretty sure that you gave me your honest opinion nonetheless. So, that is what you chose. But will the best players in the Smogon community choose the same? Or will they do something completely different? Who knows? We're going to have to wait until tomorrow to find out, and I will come back to you once the results are up. And in the meantime, have a good night.